Before we begin, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. What I'm about to share could protect your kidneys and possibly extend your life. Your kidneys are the silent guardians of your body. They filter nearly 50 gallons of blood every single day, removing toxins, balancing fluids, regulating blood pressure, producing hormones, and even supporting your bones and red blood cells. And here's the shocking truth. They can lose up to 80% of their function before you feel anything wrong. No pain, no warning, no dramatic symptom. That's why kidney failure is one of the most dangerous silent conditions in modern medicine. By the time many people discover it, the damage is already advanced. Today, I'm going to reveal 5 everyday mistakes that slowly destroy your kidneys. These are common habits, things people do without realizing the long-term consequences. And at the end, I'll tell you about one common fruit that can be extremely dangerous for people with kidney disease. Let's begin with mistake number 1. Mistake number 1 is something so basic, so simple, that most people underestimate it. Chronic dehydration. Let me ask you something. If nearly 70% of your body is made of water, how can so many people walk around mildly dehydrated every single day without realizing it? Most people drink water only when they feel thirsty. But thirst is a late signal. By the time you feel thirsty, your body is already struggling internally. Your kidneys depend on proper hydration to filter waste efficiently. When you don't drink enough water, toxins become more concentrated. The blood thickens. The kidneys are forced to work harder with less fluid available. Over time, this strain adds up. A simple rule many specialists recommend is multiplying your body weight in kilograms by 30. That number gives you the minimum amount of milliliters you should drink daily. If you weigh 70 kilograms, that's at least 2.1 liters per day. And here's another tip. Drink most of your water before late afternoon. This prevents sleep disruption while still keeping your kidneys supported. Check your urine color. Pale yellow usually means proper hydration. Darker tones may mean you're falling behind. Now, if dehydration harms your kidneys slowly, the next mistake can overload them even faster. Mistake number 2 hides in plain sight. Excess sodium. Most people think the danger comes only from the salt shaker on the table. But the real threat is the sodium hidden inside processed foods. Bread, canned soups, deli meats, frozen meals, packaged snacks. Even sweet products like breakfast cereals and sodas can contain surprising amounts of sodium. You may not taste it, but your kidneys definitely feel it. When sodium levels rise, your body retains more water. Blood pressure increases. The kidneys are forced to filter under higher pressure, like a delicate filter exposed to constant force. Over time, this pressure damages the tiny blood vessels inside the kidneys. The filtering system begins to scar. And here's the dangerous part. You won't feel that damage happening. One practical strategy is simple. Fewer packages. More natural foods. Fresh vegetables. Fruits. Whole grains. Beans. Seeds. Instead of adding more salt, enhance flavor with herbs and spices. Rosemary. Turmeric with black pepper. Garlic. Mustard seeds. And here's something many people forget. Potassium and magnesium from natural foods help balance blood pressure and support kidney health. But what many don't realize is that something even more common than sodium may be silently damaging their kidneys every single week. Now let's talk about a mistake I see constantly in clinical practice. Painkillers and supplements used without guidance. Ibuprofen, naproxen, diclofenac. They're everywhere. Easy to buy, easy to take. And because they're common, people assume they're harmless. Used occasionally and correctly, they can be safe. But when taken frequently, especially daily for chronic pain, they reduce blood flow to the kidneys. Over time, this repeated stress can damage the microscopic filters that keep your blood clean. I've seen patients who took anti-inflammatory pills for years for back pain or headaches. They felt fine until routine blood work revealed advanced kidney damage. And it's not just medications. High doses of certain supplements can also be risky. Excess vitamin C may increase the risk of kidney stones. Too much vitamin D can raise calcium levels in the blood and strain the kidneys. Even protein supplements, when abused, can overload vulnerable kidneys. The rule is simple: more is not always better. Anything you take consistently should have a purpose, and ideally, medical supervision. But there's another silent mistake that may be even more dangerous because it's based on a belief almost everyone has. Here's the belief that puts millions at risk. If I feel fine, I must be healthy. Kidney disease doesn't work that way. Your kidneys can lose more than half of their function without causing pain, without fatigue, without anything obvious. By the time symptoms appear, the damage is often advanced. As a nephrologist, I always say this: the absence of symptoms does not mean the absence of disease. Two simple tests can change everything: a blood test for creatinine and a basic urine exam. That's it. With those two markers, we can estimate how well your kidneys are filtering and whether protein is leaking into the urine, often the very first sign of damage. Yet most people wait until they feel something wrong. More than 80% of patients who start dialysis had no idea their kidneys were failing. And the same goes for blood pressure. High blood pressure rarely causes symptoms at first. It quietly scars the kidneys year after year. So ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you checked your creatinine? When was the last time you measured your blood pressure? If you don't know, that silence might be your biggest risk. Now we reach something most people never associate with kidney health: your gut. Yes, your intestines. Inside your digestive system live trillions of microorganisms. Bacteria, fungi, viruses. Together, they form your microbiome, a living ecosystem that acts almost like another organ. When this ecosystem is balanced, it protects you. It reduces inflammation, supports immunity, helps regulate metabolism, and even influences blood pressure. But when it becomes disrupted through ultra-processed foods, excess sodium, chronic stress, antibiotics, and low-fiber intake, the intestinal barrier weakens. Inflammation increases. Toxic metabolites circulate in the bloodstream. And guess where that toxic burden ends up? Your kidneys. Chronic inflammation accelerates kidney damage. It contributes to diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and progressive renal decline. The connection is real, and it's powerful. So how do you protect your microbiome? Include fermented foods regularly: kefir, plain yogurt, kombucha. Eat vegetables of different colors. Choose fruits with edible skins. Add legumes, seeds, and fiber. And reduce what harms it: ultra-processed foods, excess salt, unnecessary antibiotics. When you care for your gut, you reduce systemic inflammation. And when inflammation drops, your kidneys breathe easier. But now comes something I promised you at the beginning, and this next part may surprise you. There is one fruit that most people consider completely harmless, even healthy. But for someone with kidney disease, it can be extremely dangerous. I'm talking about star fruit, also known as carambola. For individuals with healthy kidneys, eating it occasionally is usually not a problem. But for people with moderate to advanced kidney disease, Especially those on dialysis, it can be toxic. Star fruit contains high levels of oxalate, which can contribute to kidney stone formation. But the real danger is a neurotoxin called caramboxin. Healthy kidneys filter this toxin out of the bloodstream. Damaged kidneys cannot. When it accumulates, it can cause persistent hiccups, vomiting, confusion, agitation, seizures, and in severe cases, even coma. Some patients have required emergency dialysis after consuming concentrated star fruit juice. And here is the frightening part. Many people with kidney disease don't even know they have it. So if you already have kidney impairment, avoid star fruit completely. If your kidneys are healthy, occasional moderate consumption is generally safe, but never in excess and never as concentrated daily juice. Because when it comes to kidney health, moderation and awareness are everything. Now let me ask you something deeply personal. If your kidneys could speak to you today, what would they say about the way you've been treating them? Have you been nourishing them or silently overloading them? Kidney failure doesn't usually arrive with loud warnings. It creeps in quietly, slowly, year after year. But the good news is this: most kidney damage is preventable when caught early. So take this as your wake-up call. Schedule your basic labs. Check your blood pressure. Drink enough water. Reduce sodium. Be cautious with medications. Care for your gut. And if this video opened your eyes even a little, share it with someone you love. Because you never know whose life you might help protect. And if you're not subscribed yet, join us. This channel exists to help you understand your body before disease takes control. Tell me in the comments, which of these 5 mistakes surprised you the most? I'll see you in the next video.